Good morning, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. While I was meditating this morning, a phrase came through, and I felt that this was going to be relevant in today's reading for someone listening. And the phrase that came through is that something that feels like a breaking point is actually a breakthrough. So I feel inspired to come on today to share some messages specifically for someone out there listening who has been going through a bit of turbulence lately, whether it's emotionally in your life. Something about this feels as though it's been a little bit unexpected. So maybe this chaos or turbulence seemed to come on out of nowhere. Maybe you're not sure exactly why you are feeling the way that you are, or why certain things are even occurring in your life or with people who might be around you or connected to you. And I'm hearing something about the universe shaking things up for the purpose of realigning them or rearranging them in ways that are unexpectedly going to work towards your highest good. So there is this element of, again, unexpectedness, surprise, but that unexpectedness isn't just being surprised by some of the chaos or turbulence, but it's also being surprised by the breakthrough that comes as a result of this. So I don't know if this is connecting with someone so far, but I want to use this as a starting point for today's reading. And then from there, we will see what else comes through. It's funny, right as I was saying that, the sun started shining through the clouds. I could see it in my peripheral vision through the window as I'm recording this. And so what that tells me is there is sunshine breaking through the clouds in your life. So if you have been going through something that feels really emotional, that feels very chaotic, know that there is going to be this sunshine breaking through those clouds. You might already be experiencing that, but if not, know that this is something that will be coming for you. I'm hearing things are going to get better, or you have better days ahead of you. So something about these initial messages is feeling really hyper specific to a certain group experiencing this. But I am going to kind of keep following this trail of energy and see where we land here. So that in itself might be a message. Maybe things feel very turbulent, things feel very chaotic, things in your life are being rearranged, and you're being guided just to surrender into it in some sense and to see where things land, which, as we were saying earlier, ultimately, this rearranging is actually working for your highest good. So I'm hearing things can land better than they were before, even if they temporarily feel more chaotic. There's something highly spiritual happening here. So what I'm getting is there is a door that's being opened in your life. And again, this is a very spiritual experience, the opening of this door. This could be in any area of your life, whether it's money, health, career, life purpose, mental state, relationships. But there's some door. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay, so I always set out my chakra stones, or the stones that resonate for me, to each of the 7 chakra centers. And this helps me to channel more clear messages throughout each chakra center of the energy body as they come up. But I've never done this specifically, but I accidentally switched the placement of the crown chakra and the third eye chakra. So the third eye chakra is actually at the highest level. So what I'm hearing here is your third eye, meaning your intuition, is guiding you into deeper connection with your higher self. But through that process, things might be feeling a little bit mixed up, just like those stones were mixed or swapped. I'm also hearing there could just be a lot of intertwining between the third eye chakra and the crown chakra. Know that this can also cause you to feel head pressure, tingling in the head sensations, things of that nature. Now, of course, I have to say I am not a medical professional, so I cannot give medical information or advice, and I always recommend to see a medical professional with any symptoms physically that you might be experiencing. But what I'm getting here is there's almost this intermingling of the crown chakra and the third eye chakra, this intertwinement, meaning your intuition and following your intuition is deeply connected to keeping you on your highest path. But there is this sense of things feeling a little mixed up. Okay, so it's interesting. Let's get back to this door that's being opened. With this door that's opening, when I saw this door, I pictured that there were a bunch of storage containers and boxes. And for some reason, in some cases, this was a box full of clothes. I don't know why, but these were boxes full of things that were stacked up against the door. Now, you can envision these things, whatever feels resonant for you. But there were things stacked up against this door that was trying to open. And the only way to open the door was to clear out the boxes, to clear out the things that were stacked up against the door. So what I'm picking up is, again, going back to that group experiencing chaos, feeling like you're at a breaking point, what you might be feeling is the energetic and spiritual removal of those metaphoric boxes that are stacked up against your door that is going to be opening into things that you've been desiring for a really long time. You never would have been able to open this door if this chaos hadn't come in to clear the way, to clear the boxes that were in front of it. But behind that door, unexpectedly and beautifully, is the manifestation of so many things that you've been desiring for a long time. And it's time for that door to open, which is why this chaos has come in. What I'm almost getting for someone is that you've been familiar with manifesting, with the law of attraction. You are someone who is a very skilled manifester, and you're often in a very high vibrational, very positive state of being. So when this chaos came into your life, it may have felt especially unexpected because you've become so adept at shifting your vibration to a higher place, vibrating at that higher place. You tend to attract a lot of very positive things into your life, but then suddenly this chaotic thing or circumstance or emotion just comes in out of nowhere. And you might be wondering, how does this match my frequency? Because I've been in this really high vibrational place, and then all of a sudden this chaos comes in. Well, what you need to know, and it's not that you've manifested the chaos, it's that you're ready for this door to open. You've manifested the opening of this door to things that your heart deeply desires. And the fastest way to open that door is this temporary chaos that's going to clear the way for the door to open. So don't be worried or anxious if things have felt a little off in your life, in your emotional world, in your circle of people, whatever it is, because again, I keep hearing temporary. This is temporary chaos that's come in for the purpose of clearing the way very quickly and allowing you to open the door into something. Now, of course, I can feel some of you asking what's behind that door, and I'm really curious about that as well. So I am going to be reshuffling here, and let's channel a bit into what this door is opening into. So What is this door opening into? Okay. The star in the reverse position, sitting on the throat chakra here. And the affirmation on this card says, the universe shows me that I can have faith in my dreams. So the temporary chaos someone is experiencing is bringing new energy into something. So there's been a situation that's been very stagnant, very monotonous, very uninspired. This might be something in your own life. It might be an area of your life where you've just been feeling creatively blocked. You've been feeling a bit stagnant, a bit apathetic. But if this isn't relating to your internal world, this could actually be connecting with someone that you are seeing go through some kind of chaos that's necessary to bring this new energy into their life to kind of shake things up, so to speak, in a way that is ultimately, I'm hearing, going to realign them, or you, if this is you, with the path of truth. I'm not sure why I'm getting those exact words. What is this path of truth? The Two of Wands. Two paths, some kind of decision. Judgment reversed. I get the sense of someone or something that's been very indecisive in this kind of stagnant energy, feeling very unsure, making some kind of choice, like this choice is now being put in their face or brought to the forefront to teach them a deeper level of self-awareness. This chaos might be causing them to introspect. I have to say, for many of you, I'm getting this is someone connected to you. So even if you related to going through some kind of temporary chaos in your own life, I feel now we might be speaking to someone else's energy who might be connected or related to you in some way. This could be a romantic situation, a platonic situation, someone from your past, but this person is being pushed to make some kind of decision very suddenly that's being brought to the forefront that they were kind of just sitting on for a long time. This is also somehow softening their energy, causing them through this introspection to become more in touch with their emotions, with their truth, and with their intuition. Someone here is realizing some kind of powerful truth within themselves. And with the Lovers at the bottom of the deck, an unexpected outcome here is that this is aligning them with the frequency of unconditional love, because it's softening some of these barriers and blockages that I feel they held around their heart. In a general sense, many of you listening might be feeling a lot of heart chakra activity. So you might be feeling a lot of warmth around the chest or the heart chakra area. You might feel this kind of like pulling feeling almost. Again, I'm not a medical professional, so always see a doctor for any symptoms that might be concerning you, but I feel this kind of warmth in the heart space, this warmth that is felt. And it's interesting because we spoke on that in a surprise mini reading that I did a couple days ago. So if this is connecting, then you also might want to check out the reading I posted most recently that's titled, "The First Time I Heard Your Voice, I Heard the Voice of My Wife or Husband." And that's in quotation marks in the title, especially if this is connecting with a love situation for you, although of course that won't be the case for everyone. So take that as it's connecting. But I get the sense, even if this isn't an external person we're speaking to, if this is speaking to something happening within you internally, somehow this temporary chaos is opening a door that is more powerfully aligning you with the frequency of unconditional love and harmonizing or pulling in some kind of physical manifestation in your love life that wants to come through. So I'm going to reshuffle here and see if we can get a bit more specific with the energy oracle cards on some of what is behind this door, because as you can tell, there's a very dreamy quality to this energy. It's almost a little hard to grasp or to find the words to describe. And maybe that's what some of you have been going through recently internally, this feeling, again, you might feel like you're at a breaking point sometimes, or feel this temporary chaos, and yet you have some sense that there's something really powerful taking place, that there's some kind of breakthrough occurring that you can't quite put your finger on. So that's kind of what we're trying to tap into here, to pull through some more specific information. So what else is behind this door? I got the door to value card. So yeah, indecision, once again, that sense of two paths coming to the forefront, a decision that someone has been sitting on finally coming to a head, someone becoming more vulnerable and more open here. I keep picking up on some kind of energy, a person here. This might be a masculine for some of you, although we all do have a balance internally of masculine and feminine energy. So I could be speaking to your internal masculine or to some external person, but there's some masculine coming through here who I almost get the sense some kind of chaos in their life is breaking down walls around their heart, softening their energy, but also it's causing them to become more vulnerable, but in a very positive way, because I get the sense of this masculine possibly having had a little bit of an overblown ego, and something about life circumstances or temporary chaos in their life recently has actually caused them to soften a bit, to become more sensitive, to become more introspective. And this is actually giving them an opportunity to shift timelines with the adjacent possibilities. Specifically, if you are connecting here more so with your divine feminine, which I know won't be everyone, but there are many, many divine feminines tuned into the channel. But if you are the divine feminine, especially, you might be connecting with a masculine who's going through chaos in their life that is actually causing them to introspect on a deeper level. And it's giving them a rare opportunity to shift timelines. I'm seeing someone like being pushed into a room or a hallway with doors, and several of the doors are open and ready for them, whereas these doors were inaccessible in the past. So it's almost like this chaos in their life has softened their energy to the point of pushing them into this hallway of doors and giving them the chance to choose to walk through a door that would connect them onto a timeline where they would be able to harmonize with you physically more easily, meaning the two of you could communicate more consistently or interact more regularly in the physical world because they would be more aligned with the higher vibrational timeline that you've been on for a while. I'm just getting this message around you having been aligned with this higher vibration that's aligned you with a higher timeline for some time now. But in doing so, this temporarily disconnected you from a masculine who was stuck in that apathetic, stagnant energy, keeping them on a lower timeline. But now it's like the chaos of their life is pushing them to make a decision and also opening doors to those higher timelines that they didn't have access to in the past. Wow, this reading has taken a bit of an unexpected and specific turn. So I hope that these messages are reaching someone listening. I do really want to reshuffle all of the cards that I've pulled here because I want to deeply clarify the energies. And I know this has been somewhat of a mystical, sort of metaphorical reading style today, but I feel that's for a reason because I'm getting that it's meant to connect with you for a very unique, personal, and specific reason that will only resonate with you personally, a kind of knowing intuitively that might be triggered through this reading, even though at times it's felt a bit vague. So what else can I channel for all of the beautiful souls listening here? So we have man holding a coin upright and the temple path card upright, and also happy family. Okay. So I'm getting that, especially if you are a divine feminine here, you showed someone your vulnerable side. You let down your guard with someone because your intuition told you to, because there was some kind of soul contract here, whether it's a soulmate or a twin flame, some kind of pull that you felt towards this person. You might not even really know consciously exactly what this soul contract is. You might not know how it's labeled or defined. It might not really need to be defined, especially at this point. But what you did know is that you were feeling guided to give this person something, some glimpse into your more vulnerable, open side. You are someone who's very divinely protected and extremely selective about who you bare your soul to. You are a bit of an enigma. It's kind of challenging at times to describe you because on the one hand, your energy is so powerful that subconsciously it is felt through the quantum realm. It ripples through the quantum field, and it's felt by people who have interacted with you consciously in some way, regardless of time, space, or distance. So even if these are individuals from your past, even if these are souls you've met in other lifetimes who are part of your soul network, you ripple outward this really powerful soul frequency that leaves an impression that is deeply felt subconsciously. But when it comes to the conscious 3D physical realm, because you are so powerful spiritually, because you hold such a high spiritual status, in a sense, you have a very important soul mission here on earth. That purpose is highly protected. Your pure frequency is highly protected. So in the physical 3D world, people tend to have very limited access to you. If they want to connect with you in the physical 3D world, they must go through their own higher self, whether they're doing that consciously or unconsciously. That is why at this point in your soul's journey, you've noticed that you attract in many individuals who are seeking something spiritually, whether they realize it or not. Individuals who are seeking some deeper connection with the universe or with their purpose in life or with their own truest, most authentic self. And oftentimes those who are seeking will be allowed to access you in a deeper way, even if it's only for a brief period of time, so that you can leave a more conscious impression on them that can be like a seed that takes root and grows over the course of time, ultimately radically changing the course of their life if they are open to that transformation. But oftentimes, these periods of access are fairly brief because individuals who are seeking and looking for this kind of spiritual experience subconsciously aren't always consciously aware that they are seeking in this way. And they often hold a lot of unconscious blockages that tend to get triggered and put up walls as you are connecting with them because of how your energy so deeply affects them and because they don't fully consciously understand the process. Now, of course, that's not to say that that seed that you plant doesn't still take root and grow over the course of time, but you're often not able to see the results of that, and they're not able to realize the impact that you've had on them consciously until a ways down the timeline or a ways down the road. That's what we mean when we talk about you working on multiple different timelines, even futuristic ones simultaneously. But someone is coming up here that you felt intuitively guided to reveal something to. And this may have been a bit of a confusing experience for you because you tend to be very guarded in the sense that you're divinely protected and focused on your soul mission. But I feel that your intuition led you to give something to this person that you wouldn't normally give, whether it was something you shared with them, a part of yourself you opened up about, a story you told them. Maybe it was even something deeper, like a secret that you told them, or something that you tend to hold very close to your heart that you felt guided to share with this person for some reason. Whatever you gave to them was very vulnerable for you, but you felt intuitively guided to give it or to share it without really understanding why. And in the moment, your gift may have been met with silence or with rejection or with what seemed to be apathy, or this person may have even seemed to shut down. Now, that might not necessarily be the case for everyone, but I am channeling a very specific group here where you were vulnerable and gave this person something that in the moment, in the physical 3D world, they seemed to either not be affected by, to not really receive, or to even reject. But that's where we're getting back to this concept of working on multiple different timelines, because you did have an effect on this person. In fact, whatever you gave them, whatever you shared with them, whatever you said to them, left such a deep impression that it's activated their third eye chakra in a way that they are actually beginning to consciously see and receive signs about. This is ultimately helping them to realign with the temple path card, with their highest vibrational timeline in this lifetime. And it's also opening them up to desiring something harmonious and long-term. Now, for many of them, this is most likely something that they desire or will desire with you. But it's almost like all of this is happening, but depending on what wave or what timeline you are on specifically, this person may not be consciously recognizing yet that this effect has taken place. For many of you, they might just be in the beginning stages of this. But mostly what you need to know is whatever you felt guided to share with this person or to give to them, even if it was met with silence, even if it was rejected in the moment, it was received by them. It was received by their higher self, by their multi-dimensional self that exists on all of their timelines, even their futuristic timelines. And it actually is leaving an impression and working within them. And what this is going to grow into is going to be very different and very surprising compared to how it might look at this moment in the physical world. So you are being guided to trust that, to trust what you gave to this person, knowing that your intuition pushed you to be vulnerable and to open your heart in this way for a divine reason. Okay, so wow, very, very powerful messages coming through here. I am going to go ahead and shuffle the Rumi Oracle because I feel we're kind of coming to this checkpoint in the reading, so to speak. So I'm going to close this first reading with a Rumi Oracle message to leave us here for those of you who are going to be leaving the reading here. But I will be continuing this channeling onto our Patreon community. So if you'd like access to that more exclusive, extended version of this reading, where we will be going deeper into the messages, continuing to follow out this trail of energy and seeing what manifests through there, the link to join our Patreon Soul Tribe is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. For those of you who are leaving the reading here, thank you for tuning in. I hope something here has triggered what your intuition already knows. Of course, it's really your intuition that is the compass of your life experience. And it's my goal through these readings to help connect you more consciously with what your intuition already knows. The Rumi card that I just pulled is the angel Razbar. So I'm going to read a message here from the guidebook to close out this reading. Okay, so the guidebook says, "Tell me the truth. I asked love, what are you?" "I am the everlasting life," love said. "I am the recurring joy of living." Rumi. Divine contribution is offered to those who wish to contribute to the world. The great beloved sees what is in your heart, what it is you wish to offer, and is saying yes. So you are being empowered to serve, to assist, to offer a genuine spiritual contribution to this planet, to become a sacred hand at work for the will of heaven. Such is the capacity bestowed upon the soul that is wise and filled with love, and therefore desiring to serve. So then, do not doubt yourself, beloved. Did you just hear that thunder that came through there? I don't know if it picked it up on the reading, but wow, what a final, beautiful closing confirmation from Mother Nature herself. I am wishing you all a beautiful start to your week, and I will connect with you here again in Wednesday's reading.